WYLN Studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, October 16th. I'm Paula Degnan in for Ann Gownley. The treasurer of a volunteer ambulance association was charged today with theft. WYLN's Gary Perna has more.
The treasurer of the West Hazleton Ambulance Association turned himself in today on charges that he stole from the volunteer organization. 35-year-old Eric Jenkins of Freeland walked into District Magistrate Dixon's office to be arraigned on those charges with his face covered. Jenkins stole about $5,000 from the ambulance station over the past year. Police Chief Brian Buglio said they started the investigation in March of 2015. Buglio said this is the second time his department had to arrest a treasurer from the EMS station for stealing money.
It's actually very sad because this is the second time we've arrested a treasurer from the West Hazleton Ambulance Association. And it just seems like there's no checks and balances with any of these organizations, and they have all this money that they have at their disposal, and nobody checks to actually see what's happening with this money on the other end. And these are individuals that are responsible for your life. They come and save your life if you need an ambulance, but yet they can't manage their own money.
Buglio said he wishes there was more oversight.
I think maybe the state should put some kind of checks and balances in place in order to come back and decide exactly how this money is spent, where it's spent, and more audits and a little more thorough accounting practices put in place.
The chief said overall the organization is good and responds to the needs of the community when they are needed.
Overall, the association, the West Hazleton Ambulance Association, does a good job and they try to do the right thing. Unfortunately, every now and then these things do slip through the cracks, and that's where we come into play.
Jenkins was released on $25,000 unsecured bail. In Hazel Township, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
There was a fatal accident on Interstate 80 near Danville this morning. It happened about 5 o'clock. State police say a tractor trailer hit the rear of another rig that was parked along the highway. The driver of the truck that hit the parked one was thrown from the rig and killed. The driver of the parked truck is okay. The eastbound lanes of I-80 were closed for several hours this morning. A Whitehaven woman was killed in a head-on crash in Foster Township Thursday afternoon. According to police, 61-year-old Carol Searfoss was on North Lehigh Gorge Drive as a Mercury sedan driven by 31-year-old Heather Pizzetti of Weatherly was heading north and crossed the center lane, hitting Searfoss's Chevy Blazer head-on. Pizzetti and her 8-year-old son John suffered moderate to severe injuries. Both Pizzettis were flown to Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest. Crews from Whitehaven, Foster Township, L&L Fire Companies, and APTS Ambulance assisted state police at the scene. After 5 months of surveillance, police busted a meth lab operating out of the Montenegro bar in Latimer. 42-year-old Raiden Ratso Kastrovic, 35-year-old Pedro Acuna, and 54-year-old Larry Kaufman, each arraigned on numerous drug-related charges and are all now in the county prison. Officials say the trafficking and sale of meth took place in the Hazleton and Harrisburg areas as well as Juniata County. Speaking of drugs, Pennsylvania State Police seized over $42 million in illegal drugs in the third quarter of this year. Over 416 pounds of cocaine, 47 pounds of heroin seized. The combined street value, $34 million. 37 pounds of marijuana totaling $675,000 and 12 pounds of synthetic marijuana worth $57,000 were also seized. 15 pounds of methamphetamines valued at $720,000 and over $1 million of synthetic stimulants were also confiscated. State police seized a total of $107 million in prohibited drugs in 2014. Luzerne County Manager Bob Lawton released his budget proposal, and it carries a big hit in taxes. He's proposing an 8% increase in property taxes. That's the maximum allowed under the county charter. It also includes an $8+ million spending increase. The budget totals $138.5 million. That's up from $130.2 million this year. Lawton says the tax hike would generate another $83 million in revenue. If it's enacted, the owner of a $100,000 property would pay $46 more for a new total bill of $620.52. Lawton says the hike is needed to cover rising expenses, including $700,000 for raises for 119 non-union workers who haven't had a salary increase in 7 years. Council has to adopt the budget by December 15th. The Crestwood Area School Board voted to settle its contract dispute with teachers. Last night, the board voted 8-0 to accept a tentative agreement with the Crestwood Education Association. Details of the contract were not released, as the district's 170 teachers still have to vote on it, but it is expected to pass. While no one has officially said anything, the contract is for 3 to 5 years. Besides teachers, Crestwood is still in discussion with support staff, who include cafeteria workers, maintenance people, and teachers' aides. In September, the school board filed an unfair labor practice against the support staff union. Time now for a first look at our forecast, and weekend temperatures like these we haven't seen in months. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe?
Very much, Paula. It's going to get very cold across our area before all is said and done. As we go into tomorrow night and as we go into our Saturday night and Sunday night, we do have those freeze watches in effect for all of our viewing area. Temperatures will be dropping down into the 20s. Now, there are a couple of stray sprinkles, a couple of stray showers out there, so you may encounter one of those at the high school football games tonight. Don't be surprised by it, but you know what? It's going to be very chilly. Dress warm. Temperatures for the most part should be only in the 40s, and there you can see a couple of stray showers, a couple of stray sprinkles out there. That's about it. It's been cool. It continues to be cool with temperatures generally in the 50s right now. We'll have more for you coming up in just a few.
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, WYLN's Ann Gownley shows us communication is key. Ann will take us to a class designed to help the students enjoy a better understanding of the community. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with Meteorologist Joe Garbacik, Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
We're having an open house and you're invited.
Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, you're cordially invited to a dessert with the District Attorney, a political rally to support the re-election of Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis, Monday, October 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Genetti's Ballrooms, Route 309, Hazel Township.
Len and Jim Thorpe stopped by two businesses owned by the McBride family. 33 years ago, Tom and Betty McBride opened the Treasure Shop at 44 Broadway. The Treasure Shop specializes in Irish imports and gifts made in the USA, all at great prices. In 1991, their daughter Peggy purchased the shop, and Tom and Betty bought the Old Jail Museum. Learn about the Molly Maguires and see the mysterious handprint on the wall. The tours run every weekend in September and October, and in October there are special evening ghost tours. Be sure to stop by the Treasure Shop and the Old Jail Museum.
At Whitetail Preserve, they pride themselves with giving their guests 5-star service. They are now open for lunch 6 days a week and offer limited delivery service for lunch to businesses in Cunningham, Valmont, and Humboldt Industrial Park. Call them at 570-384-2314.
7 members of the Hazleton Police Department, including Chief Frank D'Andrea, are taking classes in Spanish to help them communicate with the Latino community. WYLN's Ann Gownley stopped by the class this morning and has the details.
In order to better serve the community, some members of the Hazleton Police Department are learning Spanish in a city where the Latino population continues to increase. Ron Bruni, a Spanish teacher who is currently developing a methodology for second language learning, along along with developing an app to help those learn a second language, is teaching the officers at the Hazelton One Community Center. Thus far, these 7 officers have had 15 hours of class time and will continue until the end of November with a total of 36 classes completed. Chief of Police Frank DeAndrea explained that there are so many reasons why learning Spanish is important to the Hazelton community.
La policía debe resolver el crimen. E resolver el crimen que tiene que comunicar. Comunicar. What I said was, the police need to solve crime. And to solve crime, we need to communicate. No comunicar con la mitad de la comunidad. Comunicar con toda la comunidad. Not communicate with half the community. Communicate with the whole community.
Bruni heard that the department was interested in learning Spanish and reached out to DeAndrea.
We have a community here with Latinos, and he needs to solve crime. And so it needs to be done in however many languages he can get through to the people who live here. And so I thought it was an interesting idea, so I sent him an email, and then we met. His door was open, and he was interested in the whole thing right from the very beginning. And so we've been doing this sort of together.
Step by step, officers will learn Spanish and be able to communicate with the Latino community. Hazelton officer Pedro Batista is also helping with the program since he is already fluent in Spanish.
To be able to communicate with the whole community is huge, especially in the force, because a lot of the community doesn't really speak English. So for the officers here to be making an effort to actually understand what's going on and to be able to communicate with the community is huge. It just really shows the effort and the dedication that these gentlemen have and try to bring the community together. It's just an overall great effort that all they're doing.
Bruni explained how the officers will be learning Spanish through this second language learning called the bubble method.
They're learning the construct of language. They're learning the mechanics of language, which in layman's terms is called grammar. But I don't use the term, and I don't use any of the grammatical terms either, because I just feel that using indirect object pronouns and subject pronouns and things like that, they really don't know what that is anyway. So I try to sneak it in and hide it into the puzzle pieces that I gave them from the very beginning, and I teach the production of speech in terms of writing and in terms of speaking. And so yes, we are also going to be applying it to the community, and we do that as much as possible now. But this is all about role-playing and about what's going to happen now when you actually go out there and meet families, and what are the specific situations that exist out there in the community.
Batista and Chief DeAndrea say this is a great first step for the officers to be able to better serve the Hazelton community.
Well, the community needs to understand that they're not doing this just for themselves. This is also for the community and to just help them bring them closer with the department. They're trying their best, they're going to get there, and it's all going to work out at the end.
Not only do we don't want to bridge a divide, we want to close the gap. And part of closing the gap is for the police department to be willing to take the first step and show the community we care and we are doing everything we can.
So after 15 hours of class time already, how are the officers doing?
They're doing fantastic. They're really engaged. They're really interested. Frank is particularly engaged with his kids, and he's enjoying it. He's going out there, and this is just a supplement anyway. The app will just be a supplement. So there's no just one way to learn a language. You have to immerse yourself as much as possible. I believe in progressive immersion. I'm actually shooting to trademark that term. Because I think that the way teachers do it in schools here is actually a good idea. You do speak English in class because otherwise the immersion from the very beginning is limited. And so when you can explore more things, when you can explain more things, and this is how that works, and here's why, and here are the tricks to consider and the sounds that apply to people. And that's basically what the method's about.
Spanish is a need for me in this community, and the officers are taking to this like sponges, absorbing stuff. It is incredible to see these men sit here and communicate and listen and understand in Spanish. And I truly believe that this singular act will possibly one day save somebody's life.
If this program works the way that Chief DeAndrea is hoping, he says not only will it be an asset to the police department in order for them to instruct others, it may soon become a requirement. In Hazelton for WYLN News, I'm Ann Gownley.
Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Gorbachev is back with our full forecast, the chilly one that it is. Plus, who's new at the Laurel Mall? Our Gary Perna takes a look. Don't go away.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton, the new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazleton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
Someone parking in your space? At no cost to you, DeLuca Towing, located at 191 North Cedar Street in Hazleton, will patrol your parking spot 24/7. Again, at no cost to you. You'll also receive parking permits for you and other authorized vehicles at your property. Call DeLuca Towing and Recovery at 570-450-5685.
Well, you definitely can feel the taste of it in the air. Definitely is football weather across our area. It's going to be a cool night for the high school football games. Pretty good stiff breeze, so it's going to be an interesting one for the kicking game as well. So we got a good one for you on tap tonight at 7 o'clock. Make sure you watch it. Maybe a couple of sprinkles as well, or maybe even a stray shower. Let's get to the graphic for today, and you'll be able to see for yourself that, well, not the best of weather this time of year, as it's going to continue to get cooler. If you like the cool weather, you're going to like it. But if you don't like the cool weather, you're probably not going to like what I have in store for you as we head into this upcoming weekend. Live 35 Skycast Doppler. Yeah, a couple of showers out there. Even a little bit of some heavier rain now right up into the Wilkes-Barre area and also between Tunkhannock and Scranton. Some locally heavy downpours. But again, they're not going to last that long. That activity making its way out. So again, you may have to need the umbrella for a short time period depending upon where you're headed in terms of those high school football games this evening. 48 degrees. Temperatures will drop into the 40s. I think at all locations throughout the game time hours as we head into this evening. It's going to be a cool one out there. Temperatures in the 50s, still lower 60s as you head towards southeastern Pennsylvania. Mid to upper 50s in the Wyoming Valley area. And again, there's that stiff breeze out there. And there you can see some of those showers and sprinkles working their way into our neck of the woods. Look at these numbers as we head into tonight. Good shot dropping down into the 30s, lower 40s, and then going into the next two nights, tomorrow night. And the following night after that, we'll be dropping down into the 20s. That's when we're going to start to see those freezing conditions. This weekend, it's going to be cold. It's just going to be blustery. The winds are going to be a factor as we head into tomorrow, so it's going to make it feel well below where we should be for this time of year, even as we head into early next week. So again, if you have anything outdoors and you don't bring them in this weekend, chances are they will not survive. So bring them in if you want them to. Leaf color, though, hey, looking pretty good. We are just about peaking across northeastern Pennsylvania, so get out and enjoy the colors, the leaf colors, the leaves across our area while they last before they're all off the trees. Well, here's a look at the extended forecast. Windy in the 40s for tomorrow, and then eventually we start getting a little bit milder as we progress through next week. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers: the pick 272, the pick 3 633, the pick 4 9841. The pick 5 numbers looking like this: 66542, and treasure hunt numbers 157, 23, and 27. Stick around. We'll be back after the break.
There is something new to look for at your local SureSave supermarket. And quite frankly, when it comes to quality and price for your food, it's the best yet. The best yet means hundreds of items packaged at the peak of perfection and priced for the family budget. Look for the best yet label at your locally owned SureSave supermarket. When you see it, be assured of the great taste at a great price whenever you need it. from canned to fresh to frozen for quality products at a better price. The best yet, now at your local Sure Save supermarket.
It's Octoberger, the sale so big they named a month after it. Only at Burger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Route 93 Hazleton.
Lease a Jeep Compass for $219 a month or a Jeep Cherokee Limited for $279 a month. Buy a Jeep Patriot for $19.9, plus we have 0% for 72 months on Town and Country.
It's the Jeep Celebration event at Burger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, just off exit 145 on I-81 in Hazleton.
Burger family dealerships, drive with experience.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Today, the newest store in the Laurel Mall opened its doors to the public. WILN's Gary Perna was there and has more on the opening.
This morning, the ribbon was cut on the newest store at the Laurel Mall in Hazel Township. Dunnan Sports has a full line of traditional sporting goods and athletic equipment, as well as a wide variety of active and casual sports apparel and footwear. They have just moved into the former J.C. Penney's anchor store spot and totally remodeled the entire area. Store manager Don Perry said they are excited for the store to be open at the mall.
First of all, we're just ecstatic to be back in town. As you can see, our slogan is name brands, low prices, bring it back into the store. We have a great variety of sporting equipment, all sports, hunting, camping, clothes, from our name brands of Under Armour, Nike. We just have such a variety and large selection here at Dunham's.
Like Perry said, their motto is big names, low prices. This is what we do every day. This is the second store for Dunham's. Years back, they had a store in Hazleton area, but it closed. Now with the newest store here at the mall, they are hoping to bring those low prices to everyone in our area.
Well, they love the area to begin with. We're kind of in a new stage where our stores are much larger now, offering many more brands of name brand equipment and clothing, and we're just it was wonderful being here the first time, and we were just waiting for the right moment to get back into Hazleton.
Chamber President Mary Malone said she was thrilled to have Dunham's in the area once again.
We are so excited not only for the Laurel Mall, but for the community at large. Dunham's grand opening today, beautiful new facility, expanded space from the former tenant, and 35. Their staff right now is 35 and could flex as we get closer to the Christmas holiday. So again, another great, exciting day for commerce here in the greater Hazleton area.
Malone believes that the store will help keep Hazleton's economy going.
You know what? It's extremely important, as you know, that our bus lines, the Hazleton City Transit comes to the mall on a regular basis, so that now people, don't need to go out of town somewhere else to get this large of a selection. So right here at the mall, and it really is exciting to have that. And again, not only for the greater Hazleton community and shopping, but again, 35 sales associates, some more jobs, and so we want to keep seeing the mall grow and all businesses and retail in the greater Hazleton area.
Dunham's is open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 9:30 and Sunday from 10 to 6. In Hazel Township, for WILN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WILN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Gorbaczyk will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Sports on WYLN is sponsored in part by Burger Family Dealerships, Harry's View Pullet, Fairway Chevrolet, Penn State Hazleton, Barber Ford, The Wire Guys, Tri-County Business Machines, Weatherwood Nursing, Hazel Park Quality Meats, John Diana Insurance, Mobility by Steven, Service Electric, Hazleton, S.J. Kowalski Plumbing and Heating, Coordinated Health, Grand Central, and Third Base Luncheonette.
Week 7 of Friday Night Lights, and while many of you may be preparing to break out those winter jackets, Tunkhannock and Hazleton are preparing to break out for a third win. WYLN's Gabriella Justin details tonight's game of the week.
Keep their feet moving when they're running the football. They get off the ball up front. They have 2 brothers that make plays for them, a senior and a sophomore. They're tough and scrappy and aggressive, but offensively they have the ability to throw it in, run it, and they'll certainly present challenges for us.
Hazleton Cougars coach Mike Brennan is referring to their opponents in tonight's matchup, the Tunkhannock Tigers. Last season, Tunkhannock was Hazleton's only victory during their 1-9 season. They had defeated the Tigers 49-19. Heading into tonight's game, Tunkhannock is coming off of a 2-game win streak for the first time since 2007. The Cougars are returning to Harmon-Guy Stadium for the first time in 2 weeks. Both teams in tonight's matchup are 2-4 on the 2015 season. Coach Brennan expects to see some of what he's calling inspired football tonight. He knows that Tunkhannock is on a win streak high, thirsty for vengeance against Hazleton. However, Coach also knows that both teams are heading into tonight with a desire to earn a third win. Brennan, whose team is coming back from a 40-14 loss against Crestwood, feels that tonight's outcome will be in favor of whichever team wants that third win more.
It's time to move on to Tunkhannock and play our best game of the year.
The Hazleton-Tunkhannock matchup kicks off tonight at 7 p.m. For WYLN Sports, I'm Gabriella Justin.
You can watch the game of the week right here on WYLN. Later tonight, check out our Facebook page at WYLN Press Box for extended highlights from games across the area. For just one night each season, we get to experience the lights a night early. Thursday high school football featured last night with our number 3 team Lake Lehman hosting Northwest area. The Black Knights known for that unique black turf and their running game. 3rd and 23, no matter to Nick Urey, hits the hole, eyeing the corner of the end zone, and he gets there. 48 yards, and Lehman goes up 7-0. Rangers aiming to respond. Bryce Harrison on the rollout in for the injured Jeremy Walsh. To Ezra Judge, who fights for a few extra yards, but the Knights clamp down on defense. Up 10-0 before the half, they look to add more. Joey Behill out last week with an injury. No signs of pain here. He's causing pain from Northwest down the sideline. Knights fumble a snap in the red zone, but good thing they have a kicker, Ian Dawsey. All the way good from 36 yards out. Lehman goes up 13-0 at the half and win 27-12. Other finals from last night, Myers 42, Nanticoke 27, and in the Anthracite League, Lehighton 62 and Panther Valley 7. Stay tuned. Coming up, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
We've got those freezing conditions as we go into this weekend. Saturday night and Sunday night and even Monday night. We'll be dropping down into the 20s. So pretty much, I think it's a safe bet at this point to say the growing season will officially come to an end. We'll be only up into the 40s. It's going to be windy, blustery for tomorrow, back up into the 50s. And by the middle part next week, we have a shot at getting back up, I think, into the 60s before all is said and done.
Oh, my. I don't mind if you say the F word football, but when he says flurries.
Did you play football back in the day? You had some skills out there.
Yeah.
No? Yes? Did you play football?
Well, not on a team, but I mean, played intramural stuff.
Gotcha.
That's all that matters.
I was waiting for you to go for a pass.
Oh, you're waiting for me?
Yeah.
Next time.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Have a good weekend.